point, I think it's kind of like the narrator. So in between all these planets, maybe he's talking about his adventures to this particular adventurer. He's like a dude with an airplane that flies around. Okay, so this guy is stuck with his airplane. I'm going to say he's stuck on Earth. Okay, so he's stuck somewhere in the desert where there's nothing else but this guy on Earth. So I'm going to add this into the planet Earth part. And maybe make a part 2. All right, so he's on Earth, and he lands. The birds take him to Africa. And when the little prince gets out, he sees not much. He sees a snake. There's a snake. Do I have a snake? Little prince is like, oh my. Oh my, snake, what's going on? What's going on? Where am I? And the snake is like, you're on Earth, little prince boy. You're on Earth. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm going to go. I'm going to go now. Okay, I'm going to go now. I'm going to go now. I'm going to go now. Thank you, I'm going to go now. Okay, I'm just going to leave you there. Alright, so the little prince is like, I need to get away from the snake. The snake's... Okay, gonna get away from the snake. Alright, snake, I get it. We're on Earth. On Earth, snake. On Earth, on Earth, on Earth, snake. Okay, okay, so little prince is gonna get away from that snake. Woo! And he sees a big mountain. He's like, oh, thank goodness there's a mountain. There's usually only one thing on a planet. So I'm gonna go to the top of that mountain over there in Africa. Wait, I need a planet with a mountain. There we go. Also in Organite. Okay, sidetracked. Alright, so I'm going to go up that mountain and I'm going to go and see what the rest of this planet is about, this Earth thing. Except when he got up on that mountain, he realized there were like a billion more. All the way down. Just mountains. All on Earth. We're back to Earth. There wasn't just one mountain. There were so many mountains, so many trees, so many everything. It was the biggest place he has ever seen. Ever. It blew his mind. He couldn't even fathom. He went to one place and he saw an entire field of roses. He thought he had the only one in the universe. He thought his rose was the only one ever. And it wasn't. There's just a bunch of them. They're all beautiful. Every single rose was gorgeous. All of them smelled good. His wasn't special at all. It wasn't even a special rose. It was just a normal, plain, complaining, sensitive, thorny rose. He was glad he left it behind. So many. You could just pick them, put them all in jars if you wanted to. I mean, look at how did he not know he was missing this? You know? There's a whole world of roses, and what, did one seed just go up and find it on his planet? Maybe that's why he took off. Maybe it was a sign for him to get away from his rose. Maybe it was a sign for him to come and find the better roses. Maybe he's where he needed to be, where the better roses are. Didn't understand what's going on. So much emotion, so much big. The whole, like his whole, every time he goes to the planet, there's only just one person on a planet. You know, now there's like a billion of everything. So much. Blowing his mind. Has to go back into hermit mode. Okay, so Little Prince is there. Now, I mean, everywhere else he went, there's just one weird oddball that he had to deal with. What is he going to have to deal with now? He has no idea what he's in for. No idea what he's in for at all. And he's a little scared, a little confused. He needs someone to talk to, and there's just that weird snake that keeps finding him. Where's that snake? Go away, snake. Doesn't want that. No, that's not his idea of a friend. Go away. So it has to be something else here. Other than the roses that don't talk. His rose maybe talked. You know, whatever. Alright, so now you're on Earth. I mean, when that snake thing was like slithering around the little prince, he happened to mention all this wisdom to him. Not that it matters, because, you know, the other guy on the planet just knew numbers. What does that do? But, like, this planet apparently had, like, 111 kings. I mean, you can imagine one of those other kings thinking about the other 110 kings. What do they all do? How do they deal with that? So many kings. They all think they're special. They all think they're special kings. They all probably think they're really special. I hope they all think about all the other kings and all those other people when they're ruling. I hope all those other kings have worked in a restaurant and served at least once in their life so they know what they're dealing with. I mean, what if the other king's a weirdo? Like the ones I met. What do you do when you have to deal with the weirdos? They all think they're powerful and none of them even know what they're talking about. Alright, and then the snake says there's like 7,000 geographers on Earth. That's a lot of grumpy people. That's a lot of grumpy people looking for answers that have looked in the past and aren't finding anything. A lot of people aren't thinking ahead. What's up with all grumpy people? Oh, we totally forgot a planet. Did we? We did. We forgot to even mention the drunk planet. We're gonna have to do a squeezing in on that video. Oh my, what number was that? I don't know. We're on planet 7, but there was a planet with drunks. So we're just gonna squeeze it into this one. That was the 3rd planet. Oh, we did that one. You'd think I was drinking, right? So many planets, so little time. Alright, so we talked about the drunk, the one that wanted to forget everything. Synchronicity and timing is key. Okay. So, they don't mention the drunks. The snake doesn't mention... Oh, he does mention the drunks. Wait, no, there's like 900... I had to write this part down so I remember the numbers. I did a little bit of preparation. Alright, so there's like 900,000 businessmen. That's a lot of people doing numbers that aren't asking questions on why they're doing the numbers in the first place. They're probably taking the orders from the kings who never did the work themselves to know how much numbers they're doing and what they're even doing it for. They're probably not even taking the numbers. They're probably just saying, oh yeah, just put the numbers in the pile over there. I just like telling people what to do. I don't even care what they do. I just give them jobs. So what? That's how this planet can't go like that. There have to be more people working together, right? Okay, so all these businessmen just doing their thing to get ahead to nowhere. Nowhere. Because they don't have anyone in their lives to talk to. Because they don't have any time. And then you have a lot of people around them and the businessmen that aren't really their friends. Because most people in businesses just want to screw you over. Because when it's about business, it's about the money. And when it's about the money, people don't act smart. Because they don't understand value. Because they get the wrong idea and impression from authority on what's important in life. Well, that was a weird little ditty. Okay, so inspiration on ditties from the businessmen. Thank you guys. And women, we don't want to forget you guys. Just start to use your heart a little when you're talking to people down the hall at the water cooler and don't try to screw them over so much. Okay, now, there's 311 million vain people. That's a lot of people that need some encouragement and hugs and be told what to do and aren't concerned about others around them. That's a lot of people watching some TV and worried about where the next sale is. That's a lot of vain people that aren't really conscious. I don't want to applause that many people that are so full of themselves and just want to be better than everyone else. That's back in the businessmen department. That's not fun. That's a lot of vain people. What are they doing? Watching TV? Are they just reading those weird magazines at the gym on the fashion of the day and what's important because they care what everyone else thinks? So silly. You'd think they'd be more broad-minded than that. I guess if you're vain, you just live in your own head. In Fantasyland. About me. It's all about me. How can I look in the magazines to see how everyone can read about me? Okay, and then we got to the drunks. We don't want to forget about them twice. Okay, 7.5 million drunks on Earth. Oh my. Earth has a lot of people trying to forget. Well, we know what that was like to hang out with. You can't do anything to help them. It's really sad to be there. And, you know, what good is it to have a conversation with someone if they can't remember it? Why do you want to hug somebody and then they ask 2 minutes later who you are? I remember who you are. And you don't remember who I am? That's not cool. I'm not going to tolerate that. That's a lot of people trying to forget. What are they trying to forget? Why are there so many sad people on Earth? Maybe people should be happier here. Maybe I want to go and check this place out and see what's going on. I don't know. Seems like there's a lot of grown-ups. And, you know, when I was in Africa over there, I talked to this, like, guy had an airplane. And, you know, I tried to ask him when I got there if he had any sheep. If he could draw me a picture of a sheep. I need a sheep on my planet, you know. I needed something like eat the stuff and take care of it when I was gone. You know, and this guy's like, well, what about, you know, I told him about my rose and all that. At least he listened to me on Earth. At least he listened. It's nice to know that they have a heart. So this guy's listening to my story about rose. And he's like, well, if you get a goat for your island or sheep, you know, what if it eats a rose? You know, there's so many roses here, you know, whatever. Just bring another one back. So, you know, he's like, can you just, I want to take one with me, so just draw me a picture of a sheep, please. So 3 times, you know, this guy draws a picture of a sheep, and this kid just like, that's not right. That's an old sheep. I don't want an old sheep. I want a nice sheep. So finally, this guy's like, this kid is such a weirdo talking about his roses planet. Who is this? Like Superman? Who am I talking to in the desert here? What is going on? Am I seeing mirages? I need some water. Is there a cactus here I can drink from? Where's Bear Grylls when I need him? So, you know, talking to this kid, finally he's just over it. He's like, oh my gosh. So, what does he do? He's like, I'm just going to draw something for this kid. So he's quiet. So here you go. Here's a sheep. Here's a sheep, kid. There you go. There's your sheep. It's a box. And the kid's like, thank you! You just gave me the best sheep ever! Oh my god, inside this box is the best sheep I've ever had. You totally did it. You found me my sheep. Thank you. And this guy's like, huh? So, the kid's like, well, I want you to draw me an elephant. Well, he's like, you draw me the elephant. So the kid's like, okay, I'll draw you an elephant. He's like, here you go, here's my elephant. The guy's like, it's not an elephant, it's a hat. You just drew me a hat. He's like, that's not a hat. There's an elephant inside a boa constrictor. Can't you see it? Look. See? This is a boa constrictor, and it ate the elephant. And it's in its stomach. Why couldn't you tell that? What's wrong with adults? Adults need everything to be explained to them. They don't think at all. They don't think beyond the skin at all. What is this Earth?